A teacher from Central is at the center of a racial dispute 500 miles away.
Heather Ellis is accused of cutting in line at a Kennett, Missouri Walmart, leading to allegations of racial slurs and police abuse. The Central High School teacher charged with assaulting police officers, resisting arrest, and disturbing the peace. Tyler Profile from our sister station in southeast Missouri joins us live from the courthouse tonight. Tyler?
Well, George, the Heather Ellis trial began just a couple hours ago, as you mentioned, and earlier in the day they had a lengthy jury selection process, and whenever it was all said and done, of the 12 jurors, she will be her fate will be decided by 11 females and just one male. And as you mentioned, race has played a central role in this case, as Heather Ellis, an African-American woman, is accused of assaulting two white police officers. And speaking to that, on the jury, she will have 2 African-American jurors and 10 are Caucasian. Now, prosecutor Morley Swingle gave his opening statement at about 4:15 this afternoon, saying Ellis, quote, went ballistic and had a profane tirade. Now, throughout the day, observing Heather Ellis, she sat calmly throughout the day's proceedings, and she was seen socializing with her parents, other family members who are here in attendance to support her when the court was in recess. Now, the alleged incident happened nearly 3 years ago at the Walmart here in Kennett. That's when police say Ellis assaulted Kennett police officers Al Fisher and Joe Stewart. Now, Ellis's attorney, Scott Rosenblum, claims the surveillance video will show that it was actually the police officers who needlessly assaulted Ellis. Now, today's proceedings ended just over 20 minutes ago. The court will reconvene tomorrow morning at 8:30. And that's the latest here from Dunklin County, Missouri. George, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, Tyler Profile, reporting live tonight from Kennett. Developing news tonight out of southeast Missouri, where a Central High School teacher from Baton Rouge is on trial. She faces felony charges for a disturbance at a Walmart store there.
Today, jurors saw surveillance video from that store. And Tyler Profile from our Raycom network joins us live from Kennett, Missouri with the latest developments. Tyler?
Well, the best way to describe the scene here in Kennett, Missouri, it's a page out of a John Grisham novel. You have a small town overtaken by a big court case with racial overtones. You also have a town waiting on a verdict, something that Grisham frequently writes about in Ford County, Mississippi. But now it's here in Kennett, Missouri, and the town will not be getting their verdict tonight. To recap the day, Heather Ellis arrived at the Dunklin County Courthouse shortly before court reconvened at 8:30 this morning. Prosecutor Morley Swingle called Betsy Walls to the stand first. Now, Walls was the cashier at the aisle where the alleged peace disturbance took place. Jurors also heard from a couple different Walmart employees, but the most impactful testimony came from former Kennett police officer Al Fisher. Fisher claims after Ellis left the store, she assaulted him and Sergeant Joe Stewart. Fisher claims you can see the alleged assault on the surveillance video. However, as the defense points out, Fisher and Stewart did not take photos of their injuries, which also brings into question how much damage did Ellis allegedly do. Currently, behind me, court is still in session. Sergeant Stewart is on the stand. We expect this court case to drag easily into tomorrow and maybe into Monday. That's the latest from Dunklin County. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Tyler Profile. The Central High teacher on trial in Missouri took the stand today in her own defense. Now a jury's deciding her fate. 24-year-old Heather Ellis is charged with assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest, disturbing the peace, and trespassing. These charges stem after she allegedly cut in the line at a Walmart cashier, causing a ruckus. Tyler Profile from our Raycom News Network joins us now from the courthouse in Kennett, Missouri with the latest. Tyler?
Well, still no verdict tonight here in the Heather Ellis case. As you mentioned, the 24-year-old teacher faces misdemeanor counts of resisting arrest, disturbing the peace, as well as 2 felony counts of assaulting a police officer. If she is convicted on all counts, she could face up to 15 years in prison. Just a couple hours ago, closing arguments wrapped up as both sides made their final pitches to the jury. Prosecutor Morley Swingle says this is a clear-cut case of assault and said after Ellis left Walmart yelling profanities that she was an assault waiting to happen. Defense attorney Scott Rosenblum says the case is just one big overreaction and that Walmart employees are to be blamed. Some key evidence this afternoon is how Ellis received medical attention after she was released from the county jail at Pemmonscott Memorial Hospital. Ellis claims her handcuffs were on so tight that her wrists and fingers began bleeding. However, the doctor who treated her, Dr. Benjamin Mosey, says she didn't have any cuts or was not bleeding before arriving at the hospital and after she left. As we mentioned, we're still waiting on a verdict here in Dunklin County, Missouri. We'll have the latest coming up later.
All right, thank you, Tyler Profile, live tonight in Missouri.
All righty, the jury now has the case of a Central teacher accused of assaulting police officers and customers at a Missouri Walmart. Central High teacher Heather Ellis faces now up to 15 years in prison. She took the stand today in her own defense. Tyler Profile with our sister station in Missouri has more from the courthouse in Kennett. Tyler.
The Heather Ellis saga that began way back on January 6, 2007 should come to an end tonight. Both sides wrapped up their closing arguments a little over an hour ago, taking about 2 hours to present their final case to the jury, and it was some of the most heated parts of the trial. Prosecutor Morley Swingle began the arguments, reinforcing his claims that Ellis went ballistic and was loud and profane in Walmart, thus disturbing the peace. Swingle also says Ellis has dollar signs in her eyes and insinuating she has plans to sue Walmart if she is found not guilty. Swingle also confronted the racial overtones of the trial, saying Ellis and her family are trying to paint Kennett as a racist Cooterville. Now, defense attorney Scott Rosenblum says the case is just one big overreaction, and there's actually Walmart employees who blew it. He wants to know why the Kennett police officers trailed Ellis out of the store and through the parking lot. He says police should have backed away from Ellis after she left the store, saying that the police were overly aggressive. Now, currently the jury is in deliberations. If we have a verdict, we'll have the latest coming up at 6 o'clock. That's the latest from Dunklin County. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much.